Hello, everybody. My name is Novi, and welcome back to the AEW Dynamite pre-show. I hope you guys are all doing so well. I sure am, and I'm excited to get to Dynamite today. We got a lot of good matches. We got a few interesting segments to go over, and this week we're joined by another special guest. We're on a big run of guests right now. This one in particular is famous for the weekly Dynamite or post-show over on Wrestle Purist. He's a Fortune 4 founding member. And for those who don't know, and for those who are locked in to Florida athletics, he's a host of The Swamp. He's hog-tying every single one of your favorites. Marcus of Wrestle Purist. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, man. I'm glad to be here. My first little foray outside the Wrestle Purist territory. I even trademarked my name for it. So, Monty, you can't take my name or my freedom. So, glad to be here.
Hell yeah. I'm glad to be the host of your first excursion. There's a few dates outside the big Wrestle Purist. But before we jump into the show, if you guys haven't left a like on the stream, please do. It helps with discoverability, all that good stuff. Lets more people know that we're live and we're talking graps. Make sure to send in any super chats if you're feeling generous. Obviously, never required, but always appreciated. And let me and Marcus know in the chat what you guys want to talk about. For people that are always here, I know we might have some new names in the chat because, you know, Marcus is a draw. Many are saying. But for those who don't know in the chat, this is led by the chat. So let us all know what direction you want us to take the show alongside the Dynamite preview. And we got a lot of people in this chat, Marcus. I'm telling you, you're a draw, dude. A lot of people are coming here for you.
Hey, man, that's what you brought me out here for. Bring in the people.
That's what I'm saying. See, Angie MPN immediately hog-tie that fuse. Young Nabs, always good to see you, bro. Brucey Beats. I see Marcus is talking AEW and I tap in. It's that simple.
I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
Wesley Wiggins, always good to see you. Art Irony, who is in here first, he gets the title, guys. So anyone else, you gotta be quicker than Art Irony. Good to see you as always. And Art Irony says again, how long do you think AEW will keep blue balling it? Dude, we're under 5 minutes on the TV deal. It's been almost done for like 6 months. Well, if reports are to be believed, then surely we'll be getting it within the next week, right, Marcus? We're going to get some news soon.
Well, I can say I do know something about this, and you are going to get it soon.
I also have heard a few things. I think people will know a little bit here very soon. They'll get informed a little more than just saying like, guys, the TV deal could be this, the TV deal could be that. Maybe Dave's going to post a few more graphics. Who knows? Pajama Zam, always good to see you. What's really good?
Stick me in. Little Boondocks reference.
Caden Lee of The Dance, which is the great show, a great show that we are both hosts on sometimes. We're going to be doing a Dynamite watch along next week for the late night grins. If you guys are interested in that sort of thing, you can tune in there. It'll be the first grin without Joe. I'm pretty sure he can't make it. I think 100% he can't make it. So it'll be the first show without him, and the young guys are leading it. So me and Caden are going for it. Fire Billy, Marcus. Do we fire Billy Napier?
We firing Billy Napier. We hog-tying Billy Napier. Matter of fact, I don't even need to hire a U-Haul truck. I'll go down to Gatesville and do it my damn self. I'm tired.
At this point, it's looking pretty bad. It's looking rough. I know Caden is close to the stadium, so Caden's tapped into how bad it can possibly be. Florida athletics, bro. Dangerous.
It's bad. I don't like it no more, man. What happened to the game I love? What happened to winning national championships, bro? I grew up watching Urban Meyer, Tim Tebow from my hometown of Jacksonville, Florida, be arguably the greatest player in the history of college football, win the Heisman, championships, all that. Be a leader of God with a bunch of, nefarious individuals. But we're winning games. And now this?
It's a sharp decline, bro. It's gotten rough. I saw the video of him getting booed out of the stadium the other day, and I was like, bro, you can't ignore it anymore. It gets to a point.
He was just doing the whole video of drive sober, get pulled over, those things. People were chanting Fire Billy at him. Like,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's insane.
That's ruthless. Anjan, Fortune Conda forever.
Yes, sir. Shout out my boys at Yo. Shout out Chris O'Brien. Shout out Rob and my brothers over there, man. They brought me into this, and I'm stuck into this, man. Love them boys.
All great people over there. You guys should definitely support all three names and everybody on Wrestle Purist for that matter. I was on a show with Charlie of Wrestle Purist yesterday, another Dynamite post-show reviewer. and we were watching along with an NXT Fatal 4-Way, one of the first NXT shows in the Black and Gold era. So that was a good time. If you guys are gonna go watch that, it's free on the Late Night Grid. There's gonna be a lot of Late Night Grid plugs. I'm on that show quite a bit, but yeah, there you go. For anyone interested in that, Ian Davis, always good to see Ian. Hope everyone is well. Hope you are well, Ian. Did y'all see DG's ball up top deleted tweet? I think a lot of people saw that. Marcus, what'd you think about that, bro?
Hey, man. He doing his thing. And that's all I'll say on that. Whatever he does, whatever happens, it happens. Whether he comes back, whether he doesn't, it is what it is.
I just want to see him get the bag, bro. That's all. I just want to see him do well. I want to see him pushed. I want to see him reach the heights that I feel like he could reach. Like, he's a all-star talent. I think everyone knows that, and we're all just kind of waiting to see what he decides to do. The decision is very hard. That's, like, without a doubt, it's super difficult. I just hope he knows what he's doing and makes the right call, because it's a tough choice. That's all it comes down to for me. It's always just like, there's so much merit in both sides. It's like, I know where I'd want him to go, but that, I'm just me. I'm not DG. I'm not Daniel. Right. So hopefully we see him pretty soon. Hopefully he comes back. I saw they made a birthday post, guys. He must be signed, right? They gave him the birthday post.
See, he's not going anywhere, right?
Yeah, they only give that to people who are under contract, actually. So he should be back on the AEW TV here soon.
He'll be back.
We got Young Nabs. Did you see Wheeler Yuta appear on Collision? Yeah, he did the match versus Anthony Henry. I haven't gotten to it, but I did see some highlights for it.
He was fantastic. He sold the whole Danielson plastic bag angle better than anybody. Like he mentioned his grandma, his aunt over in Japan died of COVID right before All Out, things like that, and the state of being's been, how he's talked to Brian, saying he'll be okay physically, and then in the match he wasn't really into it, and then he started getting insulted, and then all of a sudden he just went nuts and just wrestled his ass off. Like, hey man, if anything comes out of this Kung Fu Moxley thing, Wheeler Yuta becoming an actual like TV fixture and being someone that fans can really get behind will be a massive win.
Yeah, I've missed, like, I'm such a big Wheeler Yuta fan, and I've missed him being like a centerpiece of TV, like, since the Rampage match all that time ago. And speaking of the Rampage match, I announced yesterday that'll be the first installment of Match Review Monday, Moxley versus Yuta from Rampage. Obviously, we got some news that maybe Rampage is going away, so I already made that choice before that news, so it's nice to know that, like, it kind of just worked out that way. And so it got me some good promo, I think, for that. So if you guys are interested in match reviews and stuff like that, I'll be posting that on Monday. And basically in that video, I was just like, I'm just happy to see where Wheeler Yuta might be. Like, that was a glimpse into what kind of wrestler he could potentially grow into. And I feel like now with this big story, he's going to be a key centerpiece of it, I think. We could really see him reach some high heights. I think it's in him. He's that good. And
you can come back to the Moxie match. You could do something with Claudio, because Claudio was a big mentor to him during this time in BCC. Like, you can do a lot of emotionally charged matches out of this, and you can get something out of him during this whole feud.
He's been the best at emotionally charged matches. There's so many directions you can go for. I think I'd probably lean for the Claudio direction first. I'd think about having beaten him. That's his tag team partner for as long as the BCC's been around. I feel like that'd be a good way to do it. Good way to build a new star. But Marcus, you're a draw. However, you're drawing some interesting names in the chat today.
Who we drawing?
Boris is here.
Hey man, shout out Boris.
Yeah, I don't know are we gonna do Boris shout outs on the chat? I don't know. That'd be kind of crazy, but
a little bit. But if he's here, I guess.
He's hanging out. He's mentioning the diddler. I think we know what he's talking about here. The baby oil merchant, maybe.
Baby oil merchant, Mr. Freakoff himself.
Mr. Freakoff, the certified by law Freakoffs. It's getting a little crazy over there. I'm not gonna lie. 8 feet under. Wesley Wiggins. We can't get a TV deal announcement until we get Tony Khan has a huge announcement graphic. Yeah, we're gonna see something like that soon. That's a classic. We haven't seen it in a while. It's been a long time since that. He like fucked it up last time, and then he like stopped doing it.
Because I speak very fluent Tony Khanish. If he says huge announcement, it usually does mean something business related or something important to him. So usually when he says that, think something along those lines. It's going to be either that or it's going to be a giant press release on AEW's Twitter page, which for some reason I'm blocked from. Fun fact.
You're blocked from AEW? What did you say, bro?
Nothing. I do anything. I went to far too many AEW shows during the pandemic, more than I'm probably willing to admit. All of them that I was allowed to go to. Plus Double or Nothing when they came back at full capacity. So I was like, damn, what did I do, Tony?
You have a name on the seat in that venue, and they're still blocking you. That's kind of crazy. Maybe they just got like they misinterpreted the hog tying. Maybe they're taking you literally. That might got a little crazy. AEW
with the hog tie. I don't know.
TK, if you're watching, bro, come on, block Marcus. He paid a lot of money for those seats constantly.
And I go to Jazz games all the time.
All of them. Go to supports Florida athletics. It's like the ultimate Florida fan right here, and you're just He's like supporting all your teams, and you're just fucking him over. That's crazy. TK needs to pay for these crimes. He needs to be. What would you do? How would you make TK pay for these crimes?
Well, I will consider the big H, but for now, I'll be diplomatic.
Okay. That's probably a smart choice. Maybe we'll get to that down the line, maybe. And JMPN, again, need someone to hog tie the Outrunners, MXM, and Jericho for that Mystico match. Look, I like two of those teams. I don't like Jericho. Jericho he can go. I like two of those teams, but people are getting a little too crazy about it. I might be on this train. I might support it because people are... A lot of discussion about the Outrunners and MXM right now, huh, Marcus?
Whole lot. And the tag division in general. And they just happen to be the two names at the forefront. So the Outrunners, for me, I like them just at a distance. Mm-hmm. Show me you can wrestle at a tag team championship level and I can get behind you. MXM, I like Mansoor. And that's about as far as I'll go with it. The gimmick is what it is. Yeah. But like some of the conversation can lean a lot heavily into homophobia when it comes to talking about what they do. So I'm going to avoid all that.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big fan of Madden as a wrestler. Mansoor's cool, though.
Yeah.
Jericho,
it's like...
get off my TV.
Yeah. That's a given. We might as well speak about Jericho right now. We might as well get this out of the way. I hate this to be the first thing we'll talk about, but I think we should talk about it.
Just rip the Band-Aid off. Chris
Jericho versus Orange Cassidy is a match on this show. Guys, I don't think I want to see this match very much. I don't think I'm very interested. The story's been pretty bad, huh? Like we got pennies in the car and stuff like this. Come on, man. We don't need to be doing all this. Marcus, what? Do your spiel about Jericho. How you feeling about it?
Just Chris Jericho's fat, out of shape, can't run, can't move, can't do stories anymore, can't come on TV and steal people's heat because he did a whole fucking plastic bag angle of his own on Collision for some reason. And everything he does turns to ash, and it has for like 3 years now. I don't need him on TV anymore. AEW does not need him on TV anymore because even when the shows are objectively very good, he comes on and it's just an absolute anchor. It takes you like 20 minutes to get you out of the funk of, I just watched Chris Jericho do something really stupid.
Yeah.
And then last week was about as dumb as it got. And then we're doing a redux of a feud that happened 4 years ago. 5 years ago. What are we doing?
It's just it's pointless. It doesn't make much sense. Jericho is the ultimate vibe killer, worse than anyone else I've maybe ever seen. I remember there being a Dynamite a few weeks back where the first hour was like all heat. It was so much fun. Everybody on the timeline was having a blast. Then Jericho came out at 7 o'clock or 9 o'clock and ruined everyone's fun. And everyone got sad on the timeline. They were like, why are we doing this? Why is Jericho still on our TV? And I feel like that's just the epitome of what he's grown into on this television program. It's crazy to me that he's convinced Tony Khan that he should still be on the show, even after all this, even after how much like fan backlash he gets consistently. It's everybody's said it so many times, but it still like blows mine. And I feel like everybody's minds, they want to talk about it,
It's like there's like 40 to 50 people on this roster right now that if I'm Tony Khan or just anyone backstage, I can just point them out and go, you, and you, tag match, 15 minutes, go. And do an equal to far better job than what Chris Jericho does on television. Hell, I would just drop him and have Brian Keith and Big Bill do a tag match with someone. And that'd be far more productive.
Mm-hmm. He'd be far more productive as like, I wouldn't want to see it. But if you want him on the show, like if it's just TK can't let it go, just have him manage Brian Keith and Big Bill, because then at least the matches are good, like he said. Like at least we're getting good tag matches. With this, I don't think this is going to be very good. I don't think we're going to have a fun time. Orange Cassidy is better now. He's a like he's reframed himself. He's refreshed the act and the character in the conglomeration. But then they immediately put him in a Jericho feud, and now everyone's a little more out on him. It's the touch of death.
It's
That
like,
fat
why?
fuck.
It's like every time something gets high, here comes Chris Jericho to just weasel his way around it. The conglomeration is the most fun thing on the TV. It's
Hmm.
easy stuff to put together. Just have Mark Briscoe talk for 5 minutes backstage and do a random trios match with them versus anybody in like every variation of the Undisputed Kingdom featuring Beast Mortos. It's a highlight of the television. And
Yeah.
throw Willow in there sometimes, do some mixed tags, or have her do a match or something like that. And then guess what happens? Chris Jericho says, "Hi guys, I'll work with him." Fuck out of here.
Yeah. It's I'd be I'm very concerned about Jericho still. I mean, we all know the kind of shape he's in. We all know the kind of character he is, but if you guys watched that Mystico match, I protected myself. I protected my health. I looked out for me and my family, and I did not watch that match. But I did happen to see the clip of where Jericho tried to do was it a La Mystica? And
Yeah,
he couldn't spin
Mystico, he just
he
went
couldn't
to his
spin all the
knees.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was so weird. You see Mystico like, dude, really?
Yeah. He was like confused that he was that like out of shape. It was very alarming. It's in a rough spot. This is probably going to be not very good. It's just it is what it is at this point, you know.
Watch it open the
It's
show.
yeah, bro. See, I would say it'll open the show, but knowing Chris Jericho, it's probably going to happen at like the 9 hour mark. It's going to be at 9 o'clock, and then the next half of the show is just all going to be like we're all going to sit there and question, and the vibes are going to be down. We're going to have some life saving women's action to save it or something like that because it's how Jericho is. It's how he gets his way. It's very unfortunate, but I feel like we've said all there is to say about Jericho. Everyone knows how. I feel like everybody agrees with that take. So we'll head back to the chat before we get to a few of the other matches. We like to space them out between the show. Let's see. We have Mike Kuzminski. Marcus is alive. After that, Tony needs to get help booking AEW Rant, brother.
Hey,
Yeah,
man.
I did see on the timeline that people were advocating for some folks to take over. That TK is not doing a very good job. We could share that rant here. Do a little bit of that rant here.
Yeah, because I saw one of the reporters that's been doing stuff about the TV deal. He was like, with this new TV deal, they're gonna need help back there. So I recommend Delirious to be brought in. I'm like, Delirious? The guy that almost killed Ring of Honor before Tony bought it? The guy that was putting Angelina Love on TV? The guy that was doing everything in between? Is that Delirious? No. Thank you, Hogtie Delirious and Hogtie all these failed bookers, these failed writers, because every time we have this discussion of, oh, Tony needs help back there. Tony needs more people. One, we already have about 30,000 writers back there now, first and
Yeah.
foremost. Second of all, every time y'all do this, y'all recommend the dumbest people imaginable. What's next? The ghost of Herb Abrams? We already got Jimmy Jacobs. We already got R.D. Evans. We already got people like that writing
Yeah.
the TV shows and helping write the TV shows. We brought QT back from hiatus.
That
But
was
just
great.
pushing. He's just pushing paper these days. But still, you brought QT back after making a big fuss of QT should not be helping write the TV.
Mhm.
So it's like all these guys you have quote unquote experience. They're either stuck in 1998, stuck in like 2013 Raw and SmackDown, and 2011 TNA,
Yeah.
or just have really fed-pilled ideas or just bad ideas in general. Instead of looking to the past, how about we look forward and have newer, younger voices in these locker rooms helping format these shows? Like people like Will Washington's come in, done a very good job, and he's never written TV in his life before he got to AEW.
Yep.
But he was a fan that had a lot of knowledge. He had a great memory, and he's helping the shows a lot. Like people of that ilk should be the ones y'all think about, and not these relics of yesteryear.
Yeah.
Ran
It's
over.
like that's a very solid rant. I think you brought up a lot of good points there. I feel like people always bring up these weird writers, and AEW already has all of them. Like all you mentioned 2013 Raw, 2011 TNA. Like, bro, Mercedes brought in her Raw writer. And it's like, look where that's got us. The private party segment was something else, you know. The last, I think it was last week that happened. It's just unfortunate. Like we don't need things like that. We need new minds, just like you said, and people need to stop living like that. It's time to move on. It's time to get past all that. Like half these people are just fed pilled, like you said. So I'd like to see some fresh ideas in AEW. I'd like to see the 27 go down a few there.
It's like if history's taught us anything about AEW, the shows are a lot better when Tony's literally just writing it himself with a couple of voices in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we need fewer writers, if anything else, instead of bringing 30 more.
Yeah, I feel like the shows have just proven to be better. Like when TK is right, he's booking the shows, he's approving things, he's writing it. But a lot of the wrestlers are coming up with the good ideas. I feel like that's a big important part too, because like.
Yes.
Guys, I'll fill you in. A lot of these stories that you guys love are not written by any writers. Like those are written by AEW guys. That's like a lot of your favorite tales in AEW history. That's how it happens. So
it's like a writer in a suit was not writing the Hangman's Tale. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it's like I think that's a good indication of the way we should be moving. But to move forward with all that, to a little bit more negativity out here from Anjan. AEW match announcements and advertising used to mean something to this game. Now it's shambolic. I don't know about used to mean something, because they have not. They had a good portion where they were okay at it, but they were never perfect.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they couldn't announce like the Hangman segment tonight. I would have done that last week. I would have done it sooner at least. That probably would have been a smart idea. And speaking of it, might as well. We're gonna hear from Hangman Adam Page tonight. The Hog Tire. I know me and Marcus were very on the side of Hangman should main event All In. I made a whole video about it because I was so passionate about it, and I don't know if I got proven wrong, but I definitely stand strong with my take on that. I'm not budging on my takes there. I know Caden Lee was very against it, who just popped up in the chat. Caden Lee was we got very heated over there in the grin.
Oh, y'all did. Y'all was getting to it.
Yeah, we went to business. We got a little scrapping, but I think this segment will be fun. Hangman has been pretty good as of late. Not pretty good. He's been very good as of late.
That's
I enjoyed this segment last week. I thought that was, I could do without the whole, oh, we moved from this group and then, oh, he looks over and there's the Dark Order. That's his former group. I could do without all that. But I do appreciate him beating the shit out of Jarrett. I think that match will be very fun when it happens. Marcus, what are you expecting from this segment tonight?
My crash out cowboy is in the building.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see him backstage. I want to see him angry. I want to see him as vengeful as ever. I want to see him beat the shit out of somebody. That's all I want to see out of him right now.
That's what he's best at right now.
Yeah, just beat the shit out of people.
All right, so hopefully we're looking forward to Hangman beating the shit out of a random person backstage. That would be ideal. We'll run it back to the chat. Art Irony once again. Need Mox versus Yuta, the rematch. Needs to have Nagata and Sasaki at the Dome level blood.
Talking.
You're cooking there. The last match that they had, I had to watch it for the new video. The blood in that match was genuinely like I kind of forgot how much it was. I forgot how bloody Yuta got. We could do both of them though. Both of them could have that mask going the next time they wrestle. I feel like that would be very ideal. Shout out King AO join us on the stream. This is kind of a crazy message, but we'll read it out. Big Marcus be wanting to party. You gotta tell Marcus no. Marcus, what kind of parties are you looking for, bro?
I'm just a regular fan of parties. Not them kind of parties now. That ain't how we operate around here. But hey, yo, that's my brother right there. Shout out to him, love you to death. When he's telling you this, he is lying. I do not operate like this. That is not me. I do not do them things. I don't got oil in my room. I ain't got none of that. I do not have nothing.
The camera is angled at the ceiling. It's not angled down on where your desk may be or where a table might be. So we can't say for sure. But I'm gonna take your word for it. Big AO of LNG Gold. Yeah, he's very, very famous over in the LNG territory. Soon he's gonna make it. Soon he's gonna cross brands to LNG, and then A big star in the LNG, Charlie, insane moment to join the stream too. That's why I went down from like where I was in the chat because I felt like that needed to be brought up because anyone who joined while we were talking about that because it like bro, this is crazy.
Come on now.
This is crazy, bro.
This is crazy. Thanks, Dale. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, look what you done. Yeah, look what you did, bro. You caused something. Now people are going crazy in the chat. They took the ball and they ran with it.
Come on, man. I ain't got no baby oil around me within 10 feet, within 20 feet, within 100 feet. I ain't got nothing. All I got is my hair, water bottle, and my phone.
Hey, bro. There's a door back there. Wonder what that leads to. Probably some pallets. We got Young Nabs. AEW Rampage could be canceled and be replaced by a new show called AEW Shockwave. Nabs is doing some reporting here. We've heard some rumors. I'm interested to see it. Rampage is what it is at this point. I'm not sure Shockwave will be very very different, but it'll be on FS1 if it's going to be there. It looks like so. That could be interesting. What do you think that show's going to look like? Much the same or a little different maybe?
It'll look pretty good, definitely for the first like couple of weeks. After that, it's up to Tony to, care about it. But I mean, their show's cool. And I do have news on this. Rampage will be canceled and replaced by Shockwave. Let's stop the could be. It will be.
Yeah, it's pretty much confirmed at this point. All the big sources are all saying it. I think it's pretty set in stone at this point. I'm excited to see it. Early Rampage was a lot of fun, so I'm hoping this will be a lot of that. Mike Zimmelman, OC going to be guided by the spirit of El Santo as payback for Jericho's main event versus Mystico last week. And TK got Ben Johnson and Duval next week for Marcus.
Please. I'm tired of this Doug Peterson stuff, man. Y'all got my man Trevor Lawrence being talked about like he's Ryan Leaf. I don't like that.
It's crazy. Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback. Trevor Lawrence is a baller, and not many people know about it because Doug Peterson might be cooked. He convinced a lot of people with that first season. He convinced them, but I don't think he's who he was. I don't think he's not Eagles Doug Peterson anymore.
And even Eagles Doug Peterson, he's probably get fired for the same reason he got fired there, because his son Press Taylor, he insists on being a boy genius, and it ruins everybody that he touches.
It's very, very unfortunate. I can't say much about the Jaguars considering what team I'm a fan of, but we'll leave that there.
Let me guess. Sure. Panthers. Can't be that worse.
Surely Bryce Young will work out, huh, guys?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, bro. It's the Red Rifle, baby. He's coming in. He's gonna do his thing. We're gonna get this rocking. Cincinnati legend.
You gonna save the day?
He's gonna save us. He saved the Cincinnati Bengals back in the day. He's gonna save us now. Let's do it. Young Nabs, Jericho needs a long break off TV. Same could be said with Orange Cassidy as well. I think both of these statements are true.
Yeah.
Jericho and FTR, clout vampires. I know one person on the screen is going to agree with some FTR slander.
Hey, man. All I know is it's no coincidence the minute people start talking about the Outrunners, there's FTR in the segment with them after Collision. I'm just saying, connect the dots.
Just noticing things. You're just seeing them. Just seeing things happen. Look, I can't say much about the FTR. I'm about to see them pretty soon over in Deadlock, and I'm gonna pat Dax's bald head. I'm gonna do
going to that show.
Yes, I'm not just going to that show, right? I've always wanted to go see wrestling up close and personal, but AEW tickets are not cheap. But these tickets, they weren't that bad, so I'm gonna be dead center, front row, like on the side the hard cam is facing. So I'm hoping for cash to fly into me. Like fly at me. I'm assuming we're gonna see it. So I'm very much looking forward to that show. So we're not doing FTR slander over here. We're holding back. I don't need Dax to rock me on his way to the ring.
You gonna be diplomatic?
Yeah, we gotta be diplomatic. We gotta do good business here. Anjan PN, Hangman should feud with the conglomeration.
Anjan, we're speaking my language. Him versus Mark Briscoe in a bloodbath will be mwah.
Yeah, Zam says it would feed villages, it would feed families, it might even feed cities. That sounds like a great time. I mean, Hangman versus any three of those conglomeration members would just rock.
I don't think we ever saw Hangman versus Orange Cassidy ever, have we?
I don't think so. I feel like we'd remember that, right? I feel like that'd be a notable match. Yeah,
because what better way to sell your heel turn than to feud with the most beloved act on television?
Yeah, for sure. Art irony. Even the physically cooked Kenta took the La Mystica better than Jericho and MLW. Yeah, I mean, Kenta might be cooked, but he's not cooked like Jericho.
Like,
There's
he's
levels to
cooked
this
in the
game.
sense that, like, he's not what he used to be in, like, 2005, but give him a great opponent, he'll turn back the clock a couple notches. Jericho can't turn anything back any notch whatsoever. He is who he is at this point. And
You age,
is,
you know.
MLW is funny because it's like the worst version of really good matches that you want to see, and that was probably eons better than what we got in CMLL with Jericho.
We got someone backstage. I'll pull up this Brainbuster message. A bit late, but I'm here. Hope the show's been good so far, fellas. It has been good, and I think business is picking up because we have a reunion of sorts. Joe Holbert has joined the AEW Dynamite pre-show.
I thought I would just stop by. It is a reunion, as you said, and there was a Wrestle Purist reunion earlier this week, which I think was actually yesterday, but life. And Marcus wasn't there for that, so I had to, I'm going around the roster here. WP one night stand,
Yeah, doing everything over here. One man barnstorm.
That's the plan. I'm only starting, but I will say though, Marcus, you didn't mean to, but you tested Novi very well there a moment ago, because this show is produced by Late Night Grin Enterprises, as we know. And we have a rule in our contract with our studios that there cannot be any FTR slander. And so even though you weren't trying to, did you see the way Novi played defense there? The way that he fought you off there?
Yeah, he played the playbook well.
That's it, man. Well. LNG Dojo, undefeated, so I just wanted to come in, put you over there, put Marcus over. I do this all the time, but I think the show that I left the Dynamite review you wasn't on. I'm pretty sure it was AO and Chuck. I'm almost certain.
It was.
Because I remember that I said I had an announcement, and then AO did a fake announcement and entirely killed my actual announcement, which was great. The kind of professionalism you get from the big man. But I always say it. That show, I don't know how much shorter a run I would have had if Marcus wasn't on along with me a lot of those first days. We had such a good time. And even when I had no interest in actually hosting the show, I had interest in talking to Marcus. So I thought I would come on, wish you both well in this program, which is going great. Marcus has drew you a house because, of course, he has. He's a big star. And thank you for the good times, brother. We had so much fun, and we'll do some stuff moving forward, no doubt. That's all I want to say.
For sure, man. Before you leave, Joe, I got to give you a big bouquet of roses, big man. You didn't taught me a lot over these last several months, bro. You've been a big help to me personally and throughout all this whole podcasting thing. We mutually helped each other on them Dynamite reviews, because some of those episodes that we were on, we were operating on by 15%. Came in with bad backs, came in with some knee ligaments loose, but we came in there, drew a house, and gave the fans a show.
We did. And that's all you can do, right? And that's what you two are doing. So I'm going to leave you to it. Enjoy this Dynamite conversation, folks. Like this video for Novi. Subscribe. Novi's on the Grin this Friday, which we'll tell you all about later. But have a good one.
Business.
All right. Of course you will. That's why you're LNG Dojo, bro. You know the deal. All right. Speak soon, fellas. Have fun.
Joe.
All right. Bye,
Joe.
You gonna stick around?
It's like keeping me in here. Am I stuck?
It's like a big omnipotent presence.
Okay, leave studio. Yes, I would like to leave. Okay, imagine this ends the stream. I'm not ending stream, folks. If it does, it's the stream yard for. Okay, I'm out of here. Bye.
Let's test it. Let's see. We're good.
There we go.
We're still live. We're go.
Live.
Joe Holbert did not pull a Brainbuster of the Graps podcast, because that was a time to be alive. Shout out Joe. Shout out the sentimental moment here on the broadcast. That was amazing. You guys were always I know a lot of our viewership kind of coincides with Wrestle Purist. I know a lot of people that sub to me, sub to you guys, and I can speak from personal experience. Dynamic left me laughing at work. I was getting some weird looks on the line there of my warehouse job, because I was laughing a little bit. That was always a great time. You guys can definitely check out the Dynamite review show that's still going on, even in spite of no Joe. They keep it moving. They got to keep going forward, keep stepping through the snow. But yeah, shout out Joe. I will be on the Late Night Grin this Friday. We're going to be watching along an old show. I don't know it off the top of my head, but we're going to be watching one. So it should be a very fun time.
Yeah, don't know what show. Just know it's old.
On LNG lately, I've been watching a lot of old school grabs, so it kind of is it's mending together right now. It's blending as one. I'm gonna look it up actually. I'm gonna make sure that I get this right, just in case anyone's real hyped about it. Okay, It's WWF One Night Only 1997. There's some featured matches on this. It's Bulldog versus HBK, Brett versus Taker, Owen versus Vader, and as the Late Night Grin tweet puts it, not much more. So
not much more. Hey, Owen Vader sold me a ticket already.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very fun time. I'm very much looking forward to it. There should be some very fun names on that show, so definitely tune in. But that's Friday. We're at Wednesday right now. We're talking Dynamite, so we might as well talk some more Dynamite. Let's go to a fun one. Let's go to have a good time here. I'll leave the main event for later. Queen Aminata versus Yuka Sakazaki versus Mariah May and Serena Deeb. This is real hoops right here. This is 4 amazing women's wrestlers that I'm very excited to see share the ring. We don't always get to see women's tags. We got a lot of them with one dentist, a dental merchant, one would say. But now we're getting a real good one with 4 hoopers, 4 real workers. I think this can be very, very good. Marcus, how good do you think this is going to be, bro?
I love women. I love women's wrestling. I love good women's wrestlers. I love good women's tag team wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And I love good women's tag team wrestling that intertwines 2 storylines currently going on and 2 feuds currently going on. Yet Aminata and Serena Deeb's whole rookie versus veteran story going on. Is Queen Aminata ready to be a star? Is she not? And then Yuka Sakazaki came back to television recently, and she challenged Mariah May for the women's title.
Mm-hmm.
I'm locked in because Lord knows Mariah May's storyline, title reign so far has gone to a bit of a weird start.
Mm-hmm.
But getting in the ring with someone like Yuka Sakazaki, who's not on TV as often as you'd want her to be because she's not around, and she's finally back from injury, like that's a big boost, and that's going to be a very good match that can get it on track until you get to the Mina Shirakawa program. And then Queen Aminata is fantastic every time she gets a chance to wrestle on TV. Like, for as young as she is, like, she has a great presence. She's physical as all hell. She runs the ropes very well. Like, she has good stats for everything she does. Incredible live show charisma.
There you go. You can say it on this broadcast. We're cleared. We're good. Yeah, I think you brought up some great points there. There's a lot of ways this is going to go out of. There's a lot of stories that this match is telling here. Obviously, the Yuka Sakazaki Mariah May match that you mentioned, I'm very much looking forward to. I'm a big fan of Yuka. I think she's been criminally underrated for quite a long time now. I think she really ramps it up. She really goes when she's in there. And Mariah May needs that match right now. She needs to reset. She needs to get back on track. She needs to kind of just ease out this title reign, because I know we haven't had the compelling storyline like the one we had with Tony. That's just kind of a given. I feel like that's going to happen. They probably should have set someone up, to be fair, for after that. But we're getting through it now. We're moving our way through, and I think the Aminata match last week was a good time. So I'm very much looking forward to this. Serena and Aminata, I don't know whether that'll end up being a tag team, or it looks more likely it'll be a one-on-one. That'll be a lot of people's let a lot of people know how good these 2 women are, because they are incredible wrestlers. This is going to be a great time. I'm just really looking forward to this match. I love being excited for a women's wrestling match on this program, because there's been some times in the past where we had it so bad for so long. We were really in hell for a very long time, and so now just seeing matches like these just happen on random weeks it just feels good. It's just a good time. I'm very happy about it. I'm very much looking forward to this. I know Marcus is too, and I hope you guys are as well. We'll get to those chats a little further down, because we're a little behind as it goes. So it happens every single week. We're always behind, but I always appreciate the support from everybody in chat. You guys are always here, always coming out. As a Late Night Grin puts it, Marcus drew a strong house. You love to see it. You do love to see it. You guys are fantastic. If you haven't already, leave a like on the stream. Send in any super chats if you're feeling so gracious, and we'll keep moving through the review or the preview. We'll keep moving through the chats. You guys have been again great so far. We'll stick with this. Dynamite got to make it up this week after a stinker of a show last week. Last week was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. It was very just wild. So I think this week will be much better. It was just weird.
This company is destined to just never have great follow-up pay-per-view Dynamites. It just isn't. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's that. I tweeted out, people were talking about that a lot, and I basically said follow-up Dynamites, post pay-per-view Dynamites, are the bane of this company's existence. It's just It's their Achilles heel. They're not good at it. I don't know why, because after All Out, everybody was so excited. They were looking forward to that show. Viewership is whatever. I don't give a shit about that. I'm more looking for the quality of the show. And
The
the show
viewership
just,
went up, which is funny enough.
yeah, that's just another more proof, bro. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't matter. Like
It doesn't matter. They're gonna start a crazy TV deal in like a week, so
Yeah.
none of this is gonna matter. I don't want to hear none of y'all talk about this anymore.
Yeah, we're done with these kind of conversations, but the conversations we definitely can have is the quality of Dynamite. It's the conversation I'd much rather have, and at least this week looks to be a lot more fun. The name I will never try to pronounce because I am going to get it wrong. The Mox promo and Hanger promo tonight. Ooh, baby. It's a good segue. I find these good. See what I do here, Marcus? We find good little chats, and we pop in these segments on Dynamite. We got Jon Moxley live. This is a very exciting story right now. I'm really locked in. I don't know how the in-ring is going to look. I don't know whether or not he's going to be doing jiu-jitsu or anything like that. But at least for now,
scared. I'm scared as hell to them.
I'm terrified. Because I've heard some things about some people coming in. It's looking very scary. But at least for now, I've had fun with it. I've been pretty engaged. I'm excited to what it could be. Are you locked in for this story? Are you locked in for Big Jon Mox right now?
I can't believe I'm saying this because I was gonna say I definitely wasn't 2 weeks ago, but right now, after the Terry Funk cosplay at All Out, and after the promos he's cut on TV that have been to the point and haven't dragged for 20 minutes, I'm in. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, that's basically how I'm in. It's like you do Terry Funk spots because that's all I will ever want you to be. That's the man. That's the wrestler I want you to resemble. You're doing that again. I'm feeling it. I'm good. However, if you bring in a War Master, we'll be less good. We'll be not great. We're gonna be doing pretty bad. Because
bringing a War Master, use throwing stars in the ring, bring a nunchuck or a bow staff, and charge knee bars. I don't want that, Jonathan. Just be a brawler. Basically, just blend what you were doing in 2019 to the character work of what you're doing right now. That's all I ask of you. Because you seem to be very locked into what he's doing right now. And you can tell when he's locked in on something and when he's not.
He's one of those guys. It's so obvious that you can tell like when he's having fun and when he's not. But I'm very excited for it. I think we could get crazy, but for now, I think we're both looking forward to it. I think we're both looking forward to what this segment might be on this show. We got Charlie of Wrestle Purist of Great Britain, I should say. No idea of the context, but that's business, baby. The context was a freak off. So I don't know about it. That's business. I don't know if that's like.
Yeah, I don't know about that business. I don't know how you get down, Chuck, or how you may or may not get down, but I don't get down like that. I don't want no jerseys. I don't got no baby wheel. I don't got nothing.
We're clear here. We're clear here on this show. Let's see here. You gonna watch the Tony Khan Day in the Life on FS1 before Dynamite? No, because he's counter programming us. Fuck that.
Exactly. No.
It's a Wednesday Night War. You guys we're locked in here. We got Marcus of Wrestle Purists. This is a big time show. And Tony decides, I'm gonna tell you guys all about my life, about the NFL draft. We're gonna do that the same time as the pre-show. What the hell is that?
Say, look at me, I'm Tony Khan. I faked getting my neck broke. I wore a neck brace on draft night. Blah 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 blah. You also run a bad football team currently, Tony. The first year you and your dad bought the team. I had season tickets and y'all won 2 games. Tony.
Talk to him.
I went 10 years between 2007 when I was 10 years old and 2017 when I was 20 years old between y'all making the playoffs. Tony. I saw Jack Perry hit you in the stomach and you get hit with a TK driver. Tony. So no, we will not be watching your show. We will not be watching your little FS1 Day in the Life. No, we will not.
I don't think there's anything left for me to say. I think Marcus puts it all very well. I think I'm just going to co-sign this. I'm going to go along.
And he's going to be blocked on AEW's account, Tony.
At number 5. And he's transgression after transgression. This is crazy. Tony, you need to look in the mirror, pal. Mavs fan 84. Marcus, thoughts on... Okay, well, I think judging by what Marcus just spoke about, thoughts on Florida and FSU football scenes right now.
You know, I can't even laugh at Florida State being shambolic right now because Florida is too. Like, normally I would laugh and find so much pleasure in Florida State being 0-3 Yeah, the buyout for your coach is too damn big, so you can't get out. You're basically stuck with him because you just gave him a damn extension. But no, I'm stuck with Billy Napier, putting my golden goose of a freshman quarterback in when we're down 10-0 and alternating every series. I'm stuck with us not knowing how to play defense. I'm stuck with us possibly losing to UCF in October. I'm stuck with us maybe winning 5 games at best. We've won 6 for 3 straight years. I can't do this anymore. What happened? What happened to my swamp? What happened to my program? Really get out of here before I hog tie you right now and feed you to an alligator my damn self.
I think you got everything you were looking for there, Mavs fan. I don't know much about Florida athletics, but it's not going good over there. We definitely need to do some hog tying. Billy, we're all coming for you. Florida's coming for you. Be worried. Name that I cannot pronounce because it is in another language. But the profile picture is Kenny Omega in the Bullet Club, so can't really hate too much. Hopefully, Shockwave is live and an alternative like Dynamite Rampage is. This is crazy. I'm like lost in this chat, but you're basically saying hopefully Shockwave is live and it's an alternate program to what we're currently getting. I think it probably will be live. I don't know. It really just depends. It's going to get crazy because ROH filming after Collision is already bad enough, but it seems like that could become a studio show. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know. It's a lot of intrigue. It's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out with this whole Shockwave business.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of tinkering. We'll get that when we cross the bridge, but
yeah,
Shockwave, it probably will be live. I don't know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some days we'll tape because I'll say this. Nobody watches anything on Fox Sports 1 unless there's a game on.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be the highest rated thing on the entire channel, or one of the highest rated things on the entire channel. So there's that.
Pretty easily. I know being from the Carolinas, I do like when cars ground in circles. I am a NASCAR fan. They do go on FS1 every now and again. That might beat them, but that's only for like a select portion of the year. So I think in every other week, they'll probably be the highest rated show on there. So I think that's what they're looking for. They're probably going to get a bag out of them too. So it's exciting. Lots to look forward to. Charlie, once again, can't wait for 4 weeks of awesome programming and then a cool match every 6 weeks. Possible. Could be. Dare Rich, Novi and Marcus, did you get the new Nigel McGuinness shirt? It says Brian fears Nigel and hashtag American Coward. The new Prince Nana coffee shirt is awesome. I'm just glad that they're making good shirts that people can
those shirts are great that they've come out with so far.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to. There's an hour drop on Friday, and it's like a Brian shirt. It actually looks pretty cool. I might actually pick it up. We'll see. I'm just glad they're making good merch. That's all that comes down to, you know.
They just hired fans from Twitter who like making art and say, "Hey guys, come make our shirts." And they're the best shirts they've made in quite some damn time.
I don't know who could have known that. Who could have predicted such a thing? I don't know.
Possibly known.
I don't know. I think Rochelle, I think it's how you say it. Doug P. flipping burgers without Brandon Staley coaching the Chargers.
I don't think he's flipping burgers at this point. He is selling insurance in Ferndale Beach.
Maybe he's working on some car dealerships. Who knows? Charlie again, up the Cowboys.
Y'all like Cowboys? Y'all like Dak Prescott? Y'all like Jerry Jones?
I can get down. Dak Prescott, I kind of feel bad for because people think he's worse than he actually is. Except like in the playoffs, that's another story. But Jerry Jones is an owner, bro. I know most teams have some pretty bad owners, but I don't know. It's another level.
I'll say about the Cowboys in my city, there are a lot of Cowboys fans here that outside of Jags fans and like Steelers fans, stuff like that. Because again, this team's been around since 1995.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys have all been a big staple here. Like people in my family are Cowboys fans. Like my uncle's Cowboys fans. My cousins, neighbors are.
Yeah.
I love when motherfuckers lose. I love it.
I think many people do. I definitely don't think that's a bad way to go about it. Art Irony, you think BCC are vacating the trios belts? It's definitely possible. I'm not sure if we'll see it, but it's definitely possible.
There's something interesting you can play with, whether or not Wheeler decides to play ball or not, if they want to go that route.
I think that'd be the better route to take. And speaking of trios, I'm just gonna go ahead and get this going right now. We might as well. It's a big trios match tonight. The Elite Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson and Kazuchika Okada will be taking on the combination of Will Ospreay, Konosuke Takeshita, and Big Kyle Fletcher.
Big Fletch.
Look, if you guys have been following this stream for as long as I think some of you have, you know those three names on the right side of this banner are some of my favorite wrestlers to watch right now. Have been for a very long time. This is a match that I am super looking forward to. If there's any names, I know people have their concerns about the Bucks. I get it. It's valid. They've done their thing. They've had their moments. But if there's anybody to bring the best out of the Young Bucks, create the motion for them so they don't have to take as many bumps, because I know they're getting a little older. Anybody to bring the fire out of Kazuchika Okada, it's the combination of Ospreay, Takeshita, and Fletcher. These are three of my favorite wrestlers in the world, three of the best wrestlers in the world, for my money. I know Fletcher's might not be in that conversation for plenty of people, but I'm a Fletchling. I would even say I'm a Fletch light. We could say that. We could do that.
And I am too.
This match is going to be a great time. Marcus, speak your truth about this.
First and foremost, with Kyle Fletcher, he is a fantastic professional wrestler. You don't have a bunch of weirdos in your mentions and in your ear telling you that he's not. Like, it's kind of scary how good he's gotten as a singles guy over the last couple of months. He finally found a look that works for him. The moveset's always been great. Like, he's moving really well right now. He's on really good form. And Takeshita is the big wild card here for me, because the scenes and the sounds that I will make when he tags in and it's him and Okada one-on-one locking horns.
Oh, baby.
I am so up. That Continental Classic is going to be legendary. Matter of fact, I would not be opposed if they ran Okada and Takeshita at Grand Slam one-on-one. Because why the hell not?
Fuck it. That would be a fantastic match. I'm super looking forward to it. I wouldn't mind it to be on a show like that, but I'm still fully in the C2 train. I think that needs to be the finals. It would just be so huge to put that at the Tokyo Dome. This match has so many cool combinations, so many matchups that I feel like a lot of fans have been looking for quite some time. This is really exciting. This is what we need more of on Dynamites. This is the level, like, top talent going at it in a match that people can lose this, and it's not a big deal. It's trios. It doesn't count as their singles or their tag records. It's trios match. You could do this often, and I feel like they should do more and more of it, because this gets me more excited than almost anything else that I've seen. I can't even remember how long. Dynamites have been good lately, but a match like this is different.
This gets you right up, because this is a tried and true formula throughout the company's history.
Yeah.
Just throw out 3 top wrestlers on one side, 3 top guys on the other, or even go crazy, do a top 10-man tag on a Dynamite like they did in years past.
The Collision, not that long ago, they did the 10-man right there. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It goes crazy every single time, and it doesn't matter who loses, because the Bucks took the damn pin last week on Collision before All Out. Well,
it just doesn't. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Nobody pays attention to all that. They just want to see good wrestling matches more than anything else. This is definitely going to be one. I'm sure that plenty of you in this chat are looking forward to it too. Let me know if you haven't liked the stream already. Go ahead and like the stream. Want to send in any super chats? You can go ahead and drop those if you're feeling so generous. We're getting through these chats. We're working our way up. We're about 30 minutes to Dynamite. We'll be caught up by then. But you guys are keeping us on our toes with all these chats. Thank you guys for all the love and all the support. And we'll get back to it. JA, I hope with this new show we can get a lot more differentiation between the 3 shows. Collision feels missable sometimes because you know the important stuff is only on Wednesdays. That's a big criticism, and it's a criticism that I would probably agree with. I would like to see this feature some big matches. I know Rampage has in the past, but consistently feature big matches to make me feel like I can't miss it. I gotta watch it. That'd be a big time. That'd be very important for me, at least as a viewer.
Yeah, because with Collision, sometimes it's like, it's cool. It's a good show. It's remarkably consistent a lot of times.
Yeah.
But you can very much tell people ain't trying to work Saturdays sometimes. And also, it's great wrestling on it, but nothing like super consequential goes down sometimes. And like the super consequential stuff happens on Wednesdays, which, yeah, it's your flagship. Consequential things should happen on your flagship.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's spread the love around a little bit.
If you got all these hours of TV, you got 3 other ones that aren't the flagship. There should be consequential stuff happening on that too. So Definitely on JA's boat here. We got Charlie once again. This is in response to the deadlock thing that I'll be at that show. It'll be an unreal experience. I'm very much looking forward to it. It's something like I've never gotten to do that before, and I was lucky enough to be in like a position to do it and have the free time to be able to do it. So I'm very much looking forward to it. They already got some big announcements here. Charlie mentions the Kenta match. Look, bro, Kenta can be as cooked as he ever wants to be. I'll always love Kenta. It just is what it is. I'm always gonna love him. I'm super looking forward to that. We watched ECW on the Late Night Grin on Sunday, and we watched Taz versus Mike Awesome versus Masato Tanaka, and Tanaka's gonna be on that show too. So I'm locked in for that.
Amazing.
And he's still a beast. I watched his match versus Takeshita yesterday. I was watching it with Brainbuster of the Graps podcast, and yeah, he still moves. He's still a crazy old fuck. He took like this nasty table bump in that match. I don't even know if you saw it, but he took
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And speaking of crazy old fucks who are still great, I once at Daly's place in those hallowed grounds went to a Dynamite in the summer of 2021. And I got to see for the very first time in person Yuji Nagata when he wrestled GoodJobMarcus for the IWGP US Championship.
Hell yeah.
Still as great as ever, still as physical as ever. Those exploders are still snappy.
Mm-hmm.
He put him in the submission hole. Their eyes were rolling back. You see the whites in his eyes. Like, man, he's still like that, man. Yuji Nagata's a beast.
That's so sick. He was recently on Dynamite not that long ago, or was it Collision? Oh no, he wrestled Brian, didn't he? On the Collision not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that match, it moved me greatly. I always will love the Blue Justice. Shout out to him, bro. What a beast. Apple juice. But I'm gonna say apple juice because we're not speaking like that the whole way through. Jericho is burnt. He's not cooked. He definitely is cooked. I hate to say it. We hate to put you down like this, but that man is cooked. We already talked about the match. You guys want to go back? We spent some time ranting about Jericho because that's just it's what happens when Jericho gets brought up, bro. It's just sad. It's maddening at this point. Let's see here. Of course, the Bullet Club profile picture. Novi, how can you book the return of Jay White since he's injured? A title match, Okada or Ospreay surprise return. There's a lot of things in this chat, but the one thing I'll tell you about the Jay White return, whenever that happens, he's gonna have to grab that tag rope, brother.
Link up with Juice and grab that tag rope. We need tag teams, bro. It is what it is. Maybe a spot Continental title program with Okada on TV or something.
At some point.
Between the Continental Class would be nice. That'd be cool. Even though I have reservations about Jay White wrestling Okada because I've seen like 100 of those matches and they're all like good but kind of annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the TV. Cool. But you and Juice need to grab that tag rope.
That's the ideal one for me. It's just him and Juice coming back together. I'm never going to forget the FTR match. I love that match so much. And I think they can consistently have matches like that if they got brought back. So that's what I'd want to do. That's what I'd be looking forward to. But Young Nabs talks about last week. Do you think Fletcher and Ospreay should have won that Casino Gauntlet match last week, or should we have had an actual tag team challenge the Young Bucks at Grand Slam? I think there's merit to both sides of this debate. And I'm wondering, Marcus, what side are you on?
I mean, with the match that we got, they should have won because they were the best option. It just is what it is. If it were up to me, I would have a party actually in the match and have them win it and challenge for the tag titles in their hometown.
It's a novel idea. Who could have thought of it?
It's a great idea. Don't have them get punked out by Mox and them. But anyway, the match is going to be fantastic. We all know that. It'll probably be in service of a big Fletcher Ospreay thing that happens. Yeah. So that's just going to be what that's going to be. The tag division's in hell. But
it still
two
is.
singles guys being in a tag team isn't a bad thing because the division's been built on that. Like Kenny and Hangman weren't a tag team, and they were one of the best tag champions ever. Like Swerve and Keith were great tag champs.
Great
tag champs. And Swerve ascension up to the cards and main eventer. Like it's not a bad thing, and probably this tag division will be better served if they did just put some singles guys in the tag teams. But let's get this rolling, please.
Yeah, that's something big I mentioned because I made a full video about it. I ranted for like 19 minutes. I did not intend for it to be that long, but I just had my feelings. I had my takes. And one of the biggest things I said was put two singles guys together and have them wrestle the tag teams, because there's not that many good tag teams right now. There are some, but clearly AEW has this weird thing with Private Party where they don't think they're as good as we all think they are. When you could watch one of their matches, you could tell. Like I've been at the shows when they've come out. The fans love them. They're huge. Like they get super over with all these crowds. But I'm excited for that match because I know it's going to be good. It's two singles guys put together, which I'm okay with. I'm not sure if it would have been those two necessarily. Ospreay has won every casino gauntlet he's been in.
It's so funny.
It's just a crazy thing. It's going to be one of those like trivia things that you mentioned, like for who won the first 5 casino matches. It's all going to be Ospreay, like except for that one. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the match. There's merit in both sides of this conversation. I'm on Marcus's team here. I think we definitely should have had Private Party win that. But we all think differently, I guess. It's weird. I'm looking for some tag team revitalization after this match, though. It should be another moment where we can kick it into high gear with this division. We've had a bunch of them, but this should be another one, you know?
Exactly.
We got Brainbuster once again. Joe has hopped into every Novi stream except the one with the Grabs podcast. Curious. Well, Brainbuster, you scare people sometimes, bro. You're kind of like you're off-putting a little bit. You're a little strange guy. I don't know, man. It's weird.
You say he be scaring the Joes?
He be scaring the Joe. Brainbuster, you're scaring the Joes, bro. But shout out the Grabs podcast. Definitely check that out. They're gonna upload a new episode, I think tomorrow. Me and Brainbuster were cooking up some ideas last night. You guys are gonna see some new content on that channel, so definitely be on the lookout. They're doing some great stuff over there. Let's see here. Ian Davis, great point. There's no Bob, and I tried to get Bob, as I said in the Joe stream, but his fee was too high, his booking was too high. But we are still smashing that like button, so definitely smash that like button. What Brainbuster did was beast. I would disagree, considering Joe popped in my stream for the first time, and then he ended the broadcast. I'll never let him live it down.
He pulled a Raven for WrestleMania X7.
It was a little crazy. It was a little much. And then he afterwards he said I feel so bad. I feel so bad. It's not enough. It's not enough. You ruined my Joe appearance. It's cooked. However,
sorry didn't do what you did.
But okay, we can say it's a little beast looking back. It's a little bit because it started a little feud, which is still continuing. We're not on good terms. Charlie once again mixing feuds and highlighting women on Dynamite. I never thought we'd make it, but it's time to be alive. We've come a long way, a long way.
Well, it's been a long fight. Women actually have defined characters and defined motivations for things. Mm-hmm. Not everything is revolving around the championships. We have a nice side feud with Aminata and Deeb that could lead to Aminata shooting up the card. Just put a young prospect with a veteran that people like, and you might create some magic there. And you get a wrestler everyone likes in Yuka going for the belt, giving Mariah a good match that she really needs. Win-win.
Yeah. It's so much. It's so easy. It feels like it's so easy. It feels like it's so simple to be able to put matches like this together, and it leads to so many great things. I'm just glad we're here. I can just appreciate the moment we're in. Hopefully it stays this way for a long time. Speaking of the women's match, we got a few women's mentions because it's around the time we were talking about that match. Aminata got one of the nicest snap suplexes going today, and she's got one of the best striking. She's got some of the best striking going today. She's awesome. Her stuff is so snappy. Her stuff is so like firm. It's so hard hitting. That's what I want more of out of the women's wrestlers. Honestly, it's why I love Mariah and Aminata so much. Like those two in particular, because they just hit people hard as fuck, and that's awesome.
That's all I ask for out of women's wrestling sometimes. Like you don't have to be like a great technician all the time. You could be a little rough around the edges. Aminata is a little rough around the edges, but she just clocks people.
It gets forgiven really easy when you're like, even when you're a little green, you're a little rough around the edges. If you just hit people hard and your stuff looks good, a lot of that stuff gets forgiven. And I feel like that's a big part of why Aminata is so popular these days. It's why her status is growing very, very quickly. I think she's on an ascension. I think one of those titles are going to be in her future one day. She has it. She has all the makings of a champion. We don't really do predictions on this show. I don't know why. I've just never really like done who do you think's gonna win? I feel like most matches kind of a little bit. But Big Fat Orange Cat, otherwise known as Garfield, who very much likes lasagna, I hear, thinks Amanada should pin Deeb for the win. I wouldn't mind it. I think that's not too bad of a thing. It'd give Yuka a win too, technically, over Mariah, which would set that match up pretty well. So
I'd do this, and then when it gets to the match, D probably beats her, and then Amina wins the rematch down the line.
yeah, I think that'd be the smart way to go about it. Amanada gets elevated to maybe do some business with a certain CEO. Who knows?
I'm with it.
Of course, everybody's with it. Everybody wants to see it. Dare Rich comes in and fills us in on some bad news. Orange Cassidy and Chris Jericho is opening Dynamite tonight. RJ, City, and Renee mentioned it. We were worried about this, Marcus, and then things. Now we're getting spoiled. Now we're letting. Damn.
Why?
It's just unfortunate.
Why? The 15-minute opening Dynamite slot to 2024 Chris Jericho is nuts.
Dirty, nasty work. Even that's just. I think the best way to sum that up is why. Maybe we can go a little long in this show because I don't think anybody's gonna be watching that. Yeah, we'll move swiftly along from that, and we'll talk about something else on this show. Might as well.
I'll be going to Culver's during the damn show. Y'all want anything? Y'all want some custard?
Hey, bro, the custard it hits. I'm a fan of the butter burger. I can get down with that.
Cheese curds.
Oh, cook cheese curds. Oh yeah. We have one more match to cover on this show, and just to kind of reset the vibes, because I think this is one that a lot of people are looking forward to. So a lot of people said that would kind of be a get right game for Ricochet in a lot of ways. The Beast Mortos versus Ricochet is happening on this show. The Beast Mortos is just tremendous. He's proved that in every single match he's had. He had the match versus Takeshita not long ago that was crazy. I thought both guys killed themselves multiple times, because that's just the kind of wrestlers they are. They're real. This should be a very fun time. Ricochet's matches so far have been
Odd.
a little odd, a little confusing, especially the first one. The second one with Sammy is a little better, but it wasn't perfect. This could be a premier match for Ricochet on his first couple weeks in Dynamite. Are you looking forward to the Beast Mortos versus Ricochet, Marcus?
I am very much looking forward to this. And fun fact, Beast Mortos wrestled before the Jags game this past Sunday. So and he was looking great over there too. And he is probably the best base of the entire company, maybe in all wrestling. And letting Ricochet just go hog wild and do all this stuff with the Beast Mortos will be great TV. And Mortos is a great utility guy for the company right now. You can throw him in any spot. Throw him in tags, trios, a premier singles match with someone you want to elevate. And it's going to give you the best 15 minutes of his life. And Ricochet does need a good showing here. I love last week's match with Sammy, but it did feel like Sammy got a lot of the cool offense there, which is kind of a weird choice. But Ricochet did his thing. Here, I need to see even more of that Ricochet that we know before we get to the Ospreay stuff. That's going to happen very, very soon. Like, I need that before we get to the real good stuff. I'm tired of having a taste. Pause.
Yeah. Look, Marcus framed it in a way to say he's tired of the taste. He's tired of just a little taste. He wants the whole load. But I think a lot of people would agree with that, you know? I'm not putting it that way necessarily. But Ricochet hasn't been what I think a lot of people were expecting him to be. He was saying he was going to be the same Ricochet everybody used to know from what was I forget what the promotion was called. It's like slipping my mind right now. Dragon Gate. Dragon Gate. We all kind of thought we might be getting that version of him. He hasn't necessarily been that, but this will be a match to do it because, like you said, Mortos makes everybody look good. This is very exciting. This is one I'm looking forward to. It rounds out the card in a really good way. Honestly, there's a lot of good matches on this show. I'm very much looking forward to it. It's definitely going to be a get right game, I think, for AEW after what last week was.
The opening one Jericho match is kind of crazy, but you
know.
know.
There's a few missteps, but it happens. You know, we can't all be perfect, I guess. I mean, it could be. You could just send Jericho packing, but you know, for now, it is what it is. And we're coming up on Dynamite here pretty soon. We are still unbelievably behind because you guys have been fantastic. You guys have been chatting it up all night long. Shout out to every single one of you. You guys are amazing. Leave a like on the stream. Send in any super chats if you want to get those in before we wrap up this show. We're going to speed run these chats, Marcus. We're going to go through this as quickly as possible. We're going to go for some. We'll do some talking on a few different things, but I want to make sure that we're not skipping over anybody because they dedicate our time to us. Shout out to them.
Shout out to people.
We're gonna go through here. Dano, Death Jutsu, boo, tomato. Of course, I think we're all.
100%.
Yeah, we're done. We're done with Death Jutsu, and we're done with Jujutsu in general. We're definitely not gonna be looking forward to this when he does eventually do that. He's gonna wear a mouthpiece that says Bloodsport on it, and we're all gonna cry.
Hey man, like the late great Jay Briscoe said, this pro wrestling, son. Terry fucking wear no mouthpiece.
That's couldn't put it better. Dare Rich, speaking of War Master, I hope we get Barnett and Claudio too at the next Bloodsport, and hopefully in Japan.
And only Bloodsport, if you.
And only Bloodsport. Yeah, I could get down with that. The Casino Gauntlet match exposed how weak the tag team division is at the moment. Majority of those teams are not on AWTV regular and appear on ROH more often. I think that's the big conclusion we came to.
Yeah.
I think it's the conclusion everybody came to after that show. It was a really unfortunate moment to be on the timeline. Everybody was very, very upset, but for good reason. It's not in the best place right now.
It was wild, and all those teams came out to absolute crickets.
Oh, it was bad. The biggest pop was the Outrunners, and that says a lot as is. So it's iffy. It's scary down there in the tag division.
I'm a little terrified.
Little terrified. Art Irony, MMA Mox versus Dragon. Fuck it, close enough. Welcome back, Battle Arts.
UWF Mox.
Fighting Network rings. We're coming back. We're coming back. Hugo the Victor, who is an avid Yuta hater, which is crazy, sending Yuta hate from California. We're not doing this on this show, Hugo. I'm gonna address it here because you've been crazy the last few weeks.
Respect Paul Gruber. Respect really Yuta.
Respect. Before we start hog tying, Brainbuster, the only thing I know about Florida football is that Texas is better, baby. Rah, hook 'em horns. That's what you're getting, Brainbuster. That's all it needs to be said. That's all it needs to be said. Don't need to. You said all of it.
I'm still doing it. I don't care. Horns down. Nah. Shout out to Texas, though. They doing their thing.
Oh my God. You one of your Fortune 4 pals is eating good. Chriso, he's eating good right now.
Yeah, he having the time of his life. Texans are good, sadly. Texas is finally back. Arch Manning can actually run.
Dude, Manning should not run like that. That's not normal.
He got Archie genes. Somebody finally got him.
It's crazy. It's crazy. He's going to be a phenom, I think. It's looking very scary for anyone facing Texas in college football. Ian Davis once again. Will the talent make the towns in reference to Shockwave? Probably not, but we can hope so. Depends on when it's filmed too.
Yeah, it depends on that because like these guys really love their weekends and they value their weekends and they value the whole premise of less dates and easier workload. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Well, it remains to be seen, pretty much. AJ Styles' contract ends soon and hasn't been used in the Fed since. Hasn't been used in the Fed very much. Do you think he'll come to the dub? Probably not, because he's getting paid a lot of money over there.
He's getting paid a shitload of money over there. I don't think he would go. But then again, if he wanted to, I was out on it a year ago.
They got on those roids. He got on the cycle.
After he got on the gas in that Marufuji match where he carried the bag of bones of Marufuji to that, I'm in.
Yeah, we're looking good. I'm very much in on that. Shout out Connor, always here every week. NASCAR talk. We mentioned it a few times. Carolina, you got to sometimes. Name I won't pronounce. Thoughts on Hook replacing Yuta as the young lion in the new BCC?
I'll shut all this shit down.
Yeah, we're done with Yuta, I fear. I wanted to be in on it. I love the Samoa Joe match from January earlier this year, but it's just, what is there to say at this point, you know?
It's like there's nothing good he really does in the ring, and nothing I want to see him do. It is what it is. He's just not a good wrestler.
It's just unfortunate. Art Irony once again. AJ Styles coming for the All Japan Triple Crown and GHC heavyweight belts after leaving the Fed. Screenshot this, brother. You can screenshot it all you want. That's not happening. I hate to be the one to say it. It's not happening. I would love it. I would enjoy it, but it's not happening.
We'll be Cal Fire for Champions Carnival winner AJ Styles on the resume, but it ain't happening.
AJ and fuck. I'm so bad with like forgetting names sometimes. The current GHC champ, Kiyomiya, AJ Kiyomiya, cook up. Ian Davis, that Mother Wayne shirt was gnarly. Ian Davis, you are a gooner.
Hey man.
Fletchlight rides up. Ian Davis again. Fletcher good. We're leading
Yes,
the charge in the
sir.
Fletcher good. Fletcher is very good. Joe says that trios is going to be potentially a 5-star match. Maybe, you never know. If it gets a lot of time, I could see it. I'm not saying that it would happen. It's hard to do that. I mean, not in Dave's scale these days. It's hard to do that for a lot of normal people.
It's got Ospreay in, so it's a decent chance. I'll put it that way.
That's true. It's got Ospreay in the Bucks, bro. Dave might go 7. Who knows? We didn't do much Dave talk on this show, but I think I know where you stand on Uncle Dave.
We're done with Dave Meltzer.
Yeah, we're done with Big Melts. I hate to say it. Mark Davis, it's time to learn to put the fries in the bag, big bro. Yeah, I think he's already flipping burgers, I fear. It's really unfortunate. I used to love Aussie Open, but it's been gone for a long time, bro.
It is what it is, man. And it's like the worst thing that can happen if you're in a tag team. You get hurt, your younger, better-looking partner who turns out to be really good as a singles guy gets elevated up the card, and they forget all about you. Now, hopefully, when he comes back, and if he comes back, they could still do some Aussie Open stuff. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'm fine with it. But it's Kyle Fletcher's time right now.
Yeah, I very much agree with that. That's exactly how I'd put it. Nabs again. I was more impressed with Kyle Fletcher than Ricochet in their match a few weeks ago. I love Kyle Fletcher. I think I was too. I
definitely was. It was so weird. Like I was expecting some fireworks, then we got just a really adult.
It was a SmackDown match.
Yeah, it says, "See, I can work. I can grab a rest hold.
Yeah,
I can tell a story. I have psychology.
Yeah,
I don't
need that, bro.
Flips,
you
brother,
flips. Get up to that top rope and start doing something.
Just pretend you're in Reseda.
Pretend we're filming the show over there in the iconic venue. What's that venue called?
It's like
that they always do the show.
The Globe Theater now. But...
Yeah. Well, whatever the Globe Theater used to be called.
Now
you're there.
It used to be like an armory. I forgot what it was called, but like they got shut down years ago.
Yeah. If Charlie was still here, she'd probably know. So Charlie, if you're hanging out, what was that? What that used to be called? Dano, Okada got to show me something. He's great on pay-per-view, but I need him to ball tonight. Yeah, I think that's... Sometimes I think he's had some good matches on Dynamite. I remember the match versus Claudia was really good that they had before.
I like the Fletcher match a lot, too.
The Fletcher match was very good, too. I very much enjoyed that. I'd like to see him working tonight, though. That's for sure.
The only match I didn't like was the Eddie one, and that was just unfortunate.
Yeah, for sure. Imagine AJ versus any of these guys. A lot of AJ talk in the chat, but yeah, AJ versus either Takeshita, Ospreay, or Fletcher would just be godly. That's just how it is.
Electric.
Let's see here. Dare Rich saying peace out, Dare Rich. Thank you for hanging out. Let's see here. I was at the Takeshita Tanaka match in person. Wow, that's pretty godly.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's so sick. I can imagine that's even better in person. Like most wrestling is, but that's so sick. Let's see here. All right. The match with Max killed Jay White as a top guy in the dub. Yeah, it's pretty much why I'm saying he should grab that tag rope. It's just kind of what it is, you know?
The less I get to talk about that match, the better off my psyche is. Because I watched that on stream. I was the angriest I've ever been watching a wrestling match.
Oh, you watched it on stream?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. I wouldn't wish that on a lot of podcasters in the game. That's very, very unfortunate. Pedro V. If they want to run back Swerve versus Hangman, I got 4 words: exploding barbed wire death match.
See, I get the sentiment, but personally, it probably should just be a simple one-on-one for the championship if they do another one.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it should just be a simple one-on-one. We should have a match. It should be a main event in a big stadium. Maybe one that's in Texas. Who knows? But yeah, that's where I'd go with that as well. Mike Zimmelman, Aminata versus Hater would feed families, raise credit scores, end homelessness, and cure cancer. I would agree.
Talk.
Yeah, you're talking to him there. Big snaps. Beast Mordos is the greatest pro wrestler to ever wrestle. Look, bro, I'm not going to tell you no. Ian Davis, Ricochet pants. Yeah, you could also say Ricochet gloves, and it'd hold the same weight there.
My man got lawnmower gloves and got hammer pants on. Let's get back to the tights. Let's get back to the draws, my man.
I'm 100% on that train. The gloves are freaking me out every time I see him. Not good, bro. Put on some tights, like Marcus said. You take his advice. I would like it if the Beast Mordos was Ospreay's next challenger. I would like that too.
You
I
can
would
have
very
him do
much like
anything,
that.
honestly. Fuck it, let him wrestle Jack Perry once. That'd be really funny.
Ooh, that would be good though. That'd be good. I like, a lot of discussion about Jack, but I think we both agree that Jack's a good wrestler. We have a lot of fun with the Scapegoat. Scapegoat is good. And JMPN, my issue with the tag title match is that it's not creating stories for the champions, but it's furthering a story for the challengers. This never used to happen in the dub. I think that's a fair criticism to levy against it, but I think with all the surrounding pieces, with the way the tag division looks like nowadays, which is still the dub's fault, but with how it's looking, I think this is an exciting match to put on for Grand Slam, which they need to sell tickets. This is how you do it,
It is what it is, but it is kind of weird how it's mostly going to lead to a Fletcher Ospreay thing and nothing for the Bucks. Because it's like, who did they even drop it to?
I have no idea at this point. If we were sitting at 7:30, I'd throw out a few names for you, but we're very close to Dynamite. We're very close to getting done with this though. You guys should set anything else you got to say next minute. That's the last one you're getting. I'm cutting it off.
Bear with us, That's cool.
Mavs fan, AJ's best match ever, either the TNA Triple Threat with Joe Daniels or his match versus Tanahashi in the G1. I'm going to go with the TNA Triple Threat because I really like that match.
I like AJ Suzuki in the G1, actually.
That's a solid shout. Lots of good AJ matches. Always one there. Ian Davis, I like the gloves. That's very unfortunate. I will not ask you for fashion advice. Pajama Zam, if Bandito comes back, are y'all telling him to grab that tag rope? Absolutely not. He needs to wrestle top stars in AEW. That's what I'd say.
He's a top guy in this company. He can be a top guy. Just let him roll the ball out, and he's like the most over guy in the building. Just let him be a singles guy.
Yeah.
If he wants to grab tag rope, sure, but singles.
Yeah, I agree. Ian Davis, sorry, bro. Had to cook up on that one. The take is crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It is what it is, brother.
And with that, we're gonna end the show. It's been a great time. You guys have been coming out throughout the whole time. You've left so many likes on the stream, chatting it up, so much to talk about. We haven't had any issues with that all show because you guys have been here. Marcus, your first show outside of the territory. I hope I was a good host. Something just fell in my house. I think it was my cat. I don't know what that was. We're too late in the show to go searching for things that fell. We'll do that after. But we hope we're a good place for you to explore. Hope for a good little excursion for you to do. Tell the people where they can find you.
Obviously, find me on Twitter at MarcusDavis904, as y'all can see below. Find me at Swamp Inside Florida Athletics on Mondays and Tuesdays. The Recipes Dynamite review on Thursdays, and wherever the hell else you might find me if I ever get booked somewhere else. And as for my first foray outside Recipes, this was a great success. Novi, you were a wonderful host. I enjoyed the show a lot, and much success to you in the future, bro.
Hell yeah, I very much appreciate it. I'll be tuning into those Dynamite review shows as always. This has been a great time. Thank you guys for all coming out. We're very close to Dynamite, so I appreciate everyone who's sticking in with me now. You can find Marcus's links, all of the references he just made in the description below. If you're watching this on replay, make sure to go do that. Make sure to leave a like. If you're watching on replay, again, make sure to leave a comment. Helps with discoverability, all that good stuff. You know how it is. And thank you guys for coming out. It's been a great time. And we'll see you next week. Peace out.